You gotta trust the process. A lot of people been coming to me recently because they've been having feelings of uncertainty, or they're worried about the future, or they're having anxiety, or they're just in their own mind about what the future entails, or what's going to happen to them, or the direction or trajectory that things are going, right? And my answer to them that are really searching for how to really deal with this, and it's something that I've learned, right, is that you gotta trust the process. You gotta trust the process, but in doing that, you need to understand what the process is. You need to understand that the process is trusting God's plan more than you do your own. And I'm gonna make this one a quick one. This is something I've really been wanting to speak about for the past couple of days. As life been doing its thing, man. Life has been life, and it's been relatively hard. I've been figuring out a place to stay. I've been a little bit homeless, staying in my car and whatnot in the hotel, man. It's been kind of rough, and a lot of people been going through things as well as far as relationship, but they feel like they're in a dark place and they don't know where to go. They trying to find a way. They're trying to find a way. But the thing about that is, when you're trying to find a way, you're trying to find your way. And that's part of the issue, is because a lot of the times we're trying to find our way instead of trusting God's plan that he has out there for us. And I understand it can be a bit, uncomfortable for, like I've said, and you may not even believe in God or anything like that, but at least over here we do. And that's something that I've learned to practice and implement inside of my life to help me through these hard times that we're going through, right? It's trusting God and trusting his plan, and understand and trust that the plan and path that God has laid out for you will always give you greater reward than you trying to search and seek on your own. Whatever path or whatever wants or things that you think that you need, or the path that you're trying to go out for yourself, I promise to you, it will not bring you the reward that following God's plan and following his direction will lead you. You got to have faith. That's one of the most important things, and one of the things that make us human is being able to just sit back, let go, let God, and have faith, and see how things work out. That's how it happens. That's how it worked out. Like I just said, man, I was homeless for like a little week, living between my car and my hotel and whatnot. It's very uncomfortable, and it put me kind of in a bad space. But at the same time, I sat back and I said, hey, look, God got it. He ain't never failed me. Whatever's going to work out, it's going to work out. And that's exactly what it did. And look at me now. I got my own little place. I'm currently outside and whatnot. We figuring it out and fixing things. But I sat back and I let God handle it, even though I was having issues when it comes to actually, documentation, getting a place. But to sit back and just let God handle it. Sit back and just let God guide you, and, just give yourself to him. And once again, it can be uncomfortable, when you don't believe in it, or you don't really have that relationship yet. But I promise to you, it's something that you need to start implementing in your life, is because you're not fully in control. Like, you are in control of your life, but you are not in control of your life. You understand what I mean by that? You're in control of your life, but you're not truly in control of the direction or the end game of your life, right? And that's where you have, and the person that's in control of that is God. God already has everything laid out for you. Or everything that you're worried about, everything that you're concerned about, you don't know what's going on or how it's going to work out. Trust and believe that it will work out. A lot of the times we get so stuck in our own head because we're trying to find a way to work things out, but they're already worked out. You just got to go through it a little bit. Sometimes, God puts us through things. Sometimes life puts you through things as well. So that way it can teach you something. One of the lessons may be to have more faith inside of yourself, have more faith inside of God, that things are just going to figure it out. Or to be more calm, to be more open, to be more accepting, to be more, free-flowing of the way that things can happen inside of life. Because trust me, if you're going to be resistant to the winds and storms of life, I promise to you, at some point, life is going to blow you over. It's going to be unbearable. You have to learn how to move with the storm, get out of it, move with the storm, and get out of it. You have to learn how to flow. It's kind of like being like water, in a sense. Also, kind of like being like water. You have to be like water. Water can adapt to its environment. And I say adapt because if you ever look at it, you pour water into a water bottle. It takes the shape of the bottle. You pour water inside of a pool. It fills up the pool and takes the shape of the pool. Or you put water inside an ice cube tray, and guess what? Throw it in the freezer, it becomes a solid. They're just using metaphorical sense, but you need to kind of be like water and learn how to just flow with it. That's the state of mind that you come to when you really start to just trust God and trust that everything will work. Everything that you got going on will work itself out. Promise. You just have to have faith, family. Just have faith inside of yourself, and that's the thing that I've learned. It's hard. It is very hard when you are down. Like I said, like I told y'all before, I was going through it just a couple of months ago, finding my direction, finding purpose, going through heartbreak and pain and all of that stuff like that. I feel like I ain't know where to go, bro. I couldn't figure out where to go. Now, once I realized that, hey, look, I can't figure this out. I know somebody that knows how to figure it out, and I turned to God. That was God. He already knew what was in store for me. He already knew that the pain that I was going through was going to subside. He put me through that. He put me through that for a specific reason, for a higher calling, for a higher purpose, for a better trajectory. right? Whatever you're going through, I promise to you, when you just had to take a brief pause right there. Somebody just started up the car, I had to turn on the noise cancellation. But look, I promise you, whatever that you're going through, whatever uncertainty, whatever feelings that you're going through, trust and believe that they are being put there for a reason, and that God has a plan, God has a purpose and a reason for everything that you're going through, and trust that it will work out. I promise to you, he has never failed us. When has he failed you? When has he failed you? Simple answer. He hasn't. He does not. He is omnipotent. He does all. He does all. Even if you can't see the purpose for what you're going through right now, I promise to you it is part of his plan. Even if you can't see, that's the crazy thing about it, yo. That's the crazy thing, is because you can't even see the path or the direction or the lessons that God is trying to teach you and put you through and show you, right? But you have to just sit back and be like, all right, I trust you. Let's walk. You walk. You still walk, not even knowing. You cannot do everything inside of this life alone. You cannot get through some things alone. At some point, you have to turn to faith. At some point, I don't care what anybody say, you have to turn into faith. Even if that's having faith in yourself and you don't necessarily believe in God, even having faith inside of yourself, once again, is having faith inside of God, because you are one of his creations. So you have no choice. You have no choice, right? It's inevitable. We get so stuck up as people and trying to have our own plans and have everything figured out, not realizing that there is higher purpose for us, man. Not realizing that there is greater reward for us, not understanding that there is more to go through to get to what we need, not understanding that, and that's why you have to trust God's plan. That's why you have to trust the process. Trust the process, bro. Trust the process. It's not easy, and at this point, you can make a compilation of me saying that life is not easy, but it's simply not. It's simply not easy. So you have to trust the process and trust God's plan more than you do your own. At this point, it seems kind of redundant, but I hope that I'm drilling it in. I hope that these words get stuck inside of your mental. I hope that these words get stuck inside of your spirit. I hope they resonate within you. Trust the process. Trust God's plan more than you do your own. Trust God's plan more than you do your own. It'll get rid of your uncertainty. It'll get rid of any negative feelings. It'll get rid of your worries. It'll carry you in the direction that you're supposed to go. It'll get you through this harsh and cold thing that we call life. I promise you. With that said, I need you to go ahead and do me a favor and repeat after me. And we're going to say, I trust the process. As we usually do. 1, 2, 3. I trust the process. I trust the process. I trust the process. And in trusting that process, you got to trust God's plan. Let God lead you. Try again this time. Try again this time, but with God. Try again this time, but with God on your side, and watch how everything turns out. You trying to pick your head up for the day. Don't just try to pick your head up by yourself. Try to pick it up with God helping you. Try to pick it up and watch how it happens. You trying to figure out these feelings that you going through because of heartbreak. Try it with him and watch how it happens. Trust me. Figure it out. Bro, try it. I promise to you it works, and it's the craziest thing, yo. A lot of the hard things and harsh times that I went through inside of my life would have been so much easier had I really started to truly embrace this aspect and not having it on the back burner, in the back of my mind, the back of my spirit, but now devoting myself to it and going through. I promise to you it works. Just look at me a couple of months ago. Spirit was broken, no direction, no purpose, no none of that, no, and I'm still finding my way. I'm still picking the pieces together and pulling it back together, but this time I'm doing it with somebody, and I'm doing it with God. So that's why I say you got to trust the process and trust his plan more than your own. Promise to you, what he has at the end of the path that you're walking, and you're walking blindly, he has something great for you in the end. He has something that you can't even imagine. He has feelings, he has growth, he has direction, he has clarity that you don't even understand is out there right now. If you made it to this point in the video, go ahead and drop down below I trust the process, or put I trust him. We understand who him is. Know that everything will be shown to you. Know that everything will be all right. Let go and let God handle it. One breath, one step, one day at a time. Trust God's plan more than you do your own, and trust the process. That's all I got for you. Peace, love, and blessings. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. All right.